Hey y'all, today I'm going to be staying in one of my absolute favorite shelters, a tree shelter. And there's two different tree shelters that I know of, and one of them takes a single tree, and one of them takes a multiple tree. And naturally the multiple tree one is easier, and that's the one I'm going to do today. Oh, you know, this right here is something else. You don't see stuff like this very often. You know, I mean, this right here, if you didn't mind laying on the ground, you could very easily make a shelter out of this. You know, but for me, well, one thing, I don't like laying on the ground, and for another thing too, is I'm looking for a tree because there's wild hogs in this area, and I've been told that there's wild dogs, and there's also coyotes. So it's a tree for me, but I just wanted to show this. This is a good beginning right here for a natural shelter. Now, if I was looking for a single tree, this would be it. Big tree, single tree shelter. But that right there is very hard to get up in, and maybe this summer when I go to Tennessee, I'll do a video on that. But the multiple tree is what I'm looking for. Now this right here is exactly what I'm looking for. See how there's several columns of the tree, how it branches off. So, alright, this is what I'm looking for. Alright, the first thing I want to do for me is I'm going to get rid of this poison ivy vine right here, because I don't want to be near it. So we'll pull that back out of the way over here. Alright. Now when I get up to the top, I'll cut it the rest of the way off. Now the way I'm going to get to the top, instead of climbing it, I want to be able to go up and down it as much as I can. So I'm going to take the rope and I'm going to weave me a rope ladder. Alright. Let's see here. Now I got enough rope that if I had to, I could get way up in the tree. I could get really, really high up in the tree. And the thing about, if you do this in bear country, bears can climb trees, yes, but at least if you're up high enough, then maybe you're going to get all of your smell so high up that the bear might not can pinpoint where you're at. But as far as wild hogs, wild boars, dogs, coyotes, and even snakes, this is the way to sleep. Not to mention it's a lot of fun. Alright. So, what I do, start tying this off. Okay. Alright. Probably started a little high. Alright. Then I'm going to wrap it around. And then I'm going to cross it over right here. Alright, now let me finish weaving this up, and then that's what you want to do right there, is you want to weave you a couple of crosses in here all the way up like steps on a ladder. So I'm going to finish weaving this up and then I'll cut you back on. Alright, now what I'm doing is I'm going up as high as the rope will carry me. And I'm using two different strands of rope because the smaller length of rope is easier to work with. As you can see here what I'm doing, I'm going around the tree. Going around the tree twice. And then I'm making an X. Experience just shows me that this is the strongest way and about the easiest way of making this. Alright, let me go up a little bit more and then I'll show you the finished product. Alright, what you can see here now, I got me a little ladder made up here, going all the way up to the top. That way I got a good way of getting up and down. So what I'm going to do now, put my vest back on, I'm going to climb up, and then I'm going to start weaving my shelter. And once I get up there, maybe we'll cook us some food. That'll be pretty good. I like this vest because I got everything I need right here in front, and then I got everything, the bigger stuff in the back. And everything's a little more balanced. I don't have everything on my back. See? Makes very short work of getting up in a tree. Okay? Alright. Now, I'm going to get you up here and we'll start making our shelter. See? Nothing to it. Even if you're old and out of shape like me, it makes climbing a tree so much easier. Alright, now, the more trees that you have, the better off that you are. And normally I'll build this thing with 4 trees, and I'm lucky enough that I've got 5. So, first thing I'm going to do, find a place for my gear. Okay? Now normally, I'm not a big fan of bungee cords, because bungee cords have a tendency to snap and hit you in the eye. But that's really not that big of an issue up here, because up here you want to be able to do things easily. Alright, so what I'm going to do there, strap that on and put the other end around my leg for my machete tie off. Alright, I'm going to undo my vest because I don't want to be wearing it. This is so much fun. Alright, hold on now, I'm hung up. It might be better with a backpack up here in the tree, but I just really prefer this vest. Alright, now I'm getting somewhere. Okay, now, got my other end free. Let's see. I'm gonna turn this around this way. Alright. Alright, now I'm getting somewhere. Now I'm gonna strap this up right here with a bungee cord. I like for it to be a little bit higher, so it'll be up out of my way. Alright, put that bungee cord around. Alright, now I got one bungee cord holding it up. I want 2 bungee cords so it'll hold my gear a little bit better. Alright. Now you gotta be kind of careful up here doing this kind of stuff, because you are up high in the air. I think I'm about 15 feet. And my old friend who taught me how to do this, he said, hey, cut it off a minute. Alright, I had to stop for a minute there because I got something in my eye. I didn't know how long it was going to take to dig it out. It hurt. Alright, anyway. Oh, my friend that taught me how to do this kind of stuff right here, depending on what kind of predator country you're in, he thinks that if you're above 12 feet, the animals can still smell you, but you may be a little bit harder to pinpoint, which will be pretty good for your behalf. But you know, I'm sure a lot of people's going to argue and say it's a dumb idea because, well, for bears can climb trees, yes, but I'm not in bear territory. I'm where there's wild hogs and wild dogs, so I feel safer up here. But you could, you know, like I say, you're getting up here and you could get up high enough to where they don't smell you. And I don't know, it's just safer than being on the ground, you know. But anyway, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna weave this rope between these trees, and you've seen it done before. I'm gonna start around with this big tree right here. Let's see. All right. You're gonna be pretty much at eye level on this one. You know, not to mention, this is just a lot of fun for me. You know how old Cody Lundine's always talking about how he's barefooted because he's more connected to nature? Well, for me at times I feel a little more connected like this. All right, so now, usually I say I'm not going to bore you with the details, but you know, it's kind of neat to see how I do this, I think. Because it's kind of hard to work up here, but you just slowly start weaving this through all the different branches. And if you're afraid of heights, you can't do this. There's just no way. And I'm kind of moving around and see if you don't even have any branches, you know, then at least, you know, at least you've got the rope ladder that I've made that I'm standing on. I see. All right, now you get the basic idea. I think that's enough. I don't want to take up too much time because on camera, because I got other good things. So, all right, cut it off. I'll weave this up and we'll get back with you. All right, now, what I've done is I have doubled up on it. Wrapped all the way around every tree. I've doubled up on every one of them. Nick, shine on every one of these right here. See if you can get it over here. Say I've doubled up on every one and went around the tree, doubled up around that tree, and then doubled up around all these trees. Okay, now, the next step is to start weaving this a ways. Okay, now, when I'm doing this, what I'm gonna do is this is not gonna be entirely rope. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna cut me some green sticks and I'm gonna weave those sticks in here. And you'll see how I'm gonna put them, because they're gonna be in here a certain place while I'm sleeping, and they're gonna be in here a certain place while I'm sitting up here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna weave this up and then we're gonna go down and I'm gonna get some sticks and I'll show you how to put them in here. All right, what I've got done so far, got my ladder up, and then I've got it weaved in up there. Okay, completely weaved in. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get some branches and I'm gonna weave those green branches through. Alright, now what I'm looking for is green stuff. I'm not looking for dead stuff. And I know this thing right here, you can tell on the end of it, it's pretty green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit and use this. I'm gonna clean me up a handful of these. And alright, I'm gonna clean me up a handful of these here, and then I'm gonna bring them up there, and then I'm gonna weave them in as part of the shelter. And I'm gonna use some more. It's gonna be a part of my my kitchen table. Alright. Alright. What I got now is I went and I got me some green stuff. Don't use dry stuff. Now, if you can find it, it's still green on the end, still flexible, you can pick it up and use it. But, you know, preferably if there's some stuff that you can get that the storm or whatever has fallen, or, you know, just for whatever reason, use green stuff. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna climb up and I'm gonna weave this in, and it's gonna be part of the floor. It's gonna give me a little bit of strength. So, whew. All right, let's climb up. As soon as we got the floor done, then we'll set up our kitchen. Alright. Oh. Now that was actually the hardest part of it, climbing up all these sticks. What you want to do left me an opening. And I'm gonna come up here with them like this. That ain't bad, I only dropped one. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna start dragging them over here. Probably gonna have to go down and get a bunch of them at a drop. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start weaving them on top. Let's see, on top, underneath, on top, underneath, just like this right here. Okay, I should have cut all that stuff off right there. Let's see, now this one needs to be over there. All right, I'm gonna weave all these in and then I'll get back with you, okay? All right, now what I got is I got all of these things weaved in. Okay, I got them weaved in and it's tying it all together, and I've left me a little hole right here, and that's how I'm gonna get up in my shelter. Oh, now this little hole right here, so you can just move this stuff all around. I knew you'd get a kick out of that. That's an incentive for watching your weight. All right, but once you get up in here, all right, I'm gonna have to take my machete off. All right, once you get up in here, you can sit here, and you're gonna have to move all the stuff around. Okay? Have to move all that rope back. All right. Now probably later on I'm gonna weave some more branches in here, but for now, this will do. See, this gives a little rigidity. Let me go ahead and move this machete right here now. I'm gonna hang it up because I don't think I'm gonna need it anymore. I think I got all the sticks that I need. All right, hold on a minute. Let me get this thing off. All right, now over here I had, there's one. Thought I had more than that. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay, that's my food. Hold on, let me get this stuff situated here. Cut that off just a minute. All right, now I got a little bit better situated here. Now, see, the cool thing about this is you got it all weaved in. You got it all weaved in, and it's going to dish down just a little bit, so that it'll give you a place to sit. Now, the thing about this shelter here is you might could put a hammock up in a tree somewhere, but when you got 2 points, well, it'd be hard to get in and out of. And when you got 2 points like that, it's not as rigid as this. And you can go up as high as you want. And normally, whenever I crawl in for the last time to go to sleep, God, I'm tired. I tie myself in, but I don't toss and turn much at night anyway. But anyway, all right, I got my gear right here. Let's see, I got some paracord right here. And they're good. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to weave me up a little table. Now they claim, I'm sure it's probably not a great idea. They claim that what you're supposed to do is that whenever you're in a predator type country, you want to cook downwind from your shelter or your shelter area before you ever get there. Now this may be kind of controversial, but my old friend that taught me this, he said that if you're going to sleep up here this high up, that you're going to be to where they're not going to be able to smell you anyway. So I don't know, could be true, maybe not, I don't know. Well, it's like I say, that's kind of debatable. All right, so I'm just stretching this paracord right here around these trees. Let's see. No, wait a minute. I want to go around the other way. All right, now what I'm going to do, so as not to waste too much film, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from that tree to that tree to this tree, and then I'm going to make a big triangle, and then I'm going to weave sticks in it just like I did this. Okay? So, all right, cut that off there for a minute, and and then I'll weave this up, okay? Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm just finishing this up right here. This is going to be my little paracord kitchen. You can see how what I've done is I've got 3 trees tied up. And what I'll do is I'll just hang my feet out from under it. And I'll just leave this thing set up for tonight. You know, I can sleep right under it. Matter of fact, what I may do is I brought my poncho, I got it down here, and I may just put another paracord line across the top and put my poncho on it. But anyway, this right here is what I've got right here now so far. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some branches. These can be kind of green right here. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of weave them in here. Okay? So you don't necessarily have to carry everything you need. Mother Nature can supply a pretty good bit of it. Okay? So I'm just weaving these through. Alright. See that right there? I got me a couple of small branches. Like I said, these can be green. They don't have to be. I mean, they can be dry. They don't have to be green like those others do. Alright, just weaving it through. Just kind of giving it just a little bit of rigidity here. Okay. Now, honestly, and I think I might do this one of these days, honestly, if you get a shelter set up big enough, to me, if you carry a bunch of rope, if you carry about maybe 300 feet of rope, you can build a big enough platform, and you can build you a little table out of this. You can put you a tarp or a poncho up over your head, and then you can put you a little guardrail around it, a little barrier. I honestly believe you could spend a really long time in one of these shelters. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it. One of these days I may just spend a whole bunch of time in a shelter like this, up in a tree. I think that'd make a good video. Try to spend like a week up here in one of these shelters. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alright, you kind of get the idea here what I'm doing. Shine that down right on here. Alright, got one more stick right here. See, I don't like that. That's putting a dip in it. Alright. This right here, I need to do a little bit of work to this. That needs to come up a little bit. Alright, now I think that's going to work pretty good right there. Yeah. Alright, I don't need that other stick. Alright, now, let's get our stove out. That'd be pretty good right there. Let me get crisscrossed up in here. I would take my boots off, but I'm going to be getting down in a minute. Alright. Now this is not going to work. I didn't go around this tree twice. Alright, that's better. I'll tie this up here. Get a little bit of height out of this. So you can adjust it right there. That's exactly where I want it. Hey, I heard a hawk a little while ago. It was pretty cool. Alright. See, I don't like this bent stick right here. Let me pull this thing out. Let's see. Alright, some you want on the top, some you want on the bottom. Then you just kind of spread them out a little bit. Alright. That's kind of a working platform right there for me. I'm kind of level it up a little bit. Alright, now, let me get over in here to this thing. Let's see what we got in here. Alright, I got my light. As you can see, I mean, this bungee cord's great right here. You just, everything you need, it's right there, you know. When I go grab my light at night, it'll be right there. Alright, I got my canteen right here. Let's see. I need a place to clip that in a minute. Okay, this is what I'm looking for right here. Alright, I'm gonna put this up. Alright, get rid of these gloves here for a minute. Alright, now this is my kitchen. Okay? You like how I redid my kitchen? Alright, I'll just lay the bag right up there. Give me something to sit on. Move that down just a little bit. I should have weaved this a little bit tighter. Alright, now, that's my frying pan. That's my cutting board. That's my scrubby brush. Okay, now this is where your pockets start coming in handy. I probably should have done a little bit better job on this kitchen right there, but yeah, well. Alright, got a little bit of olive oil. Let's see. Hold on. Alright, got a little olive oil. I got me some alcohol. I'm putting it in here. Excuse me for all the fumbling around. I got a little spatula. There's my handle. Got some matches. And I got my other alcohol. Alright, got a little alcohol container here. Got a little alcohol stove here. Let's see, this thing's going to go right here. This is going to go here. That's going to go right there. Alright. Now, see I got this up too high now. Need to move it over a little bit. Need to put a couple of more sticks on it. Yeah, I'm not happy with this at all. Alright, here, cut that off just a minute, and I'm going to weave in some more sticks before we get in on this, okay? Alright, now, this ain't Hollywood, this is real life. Sometimes it don't always work out on a first shot. But anyway, see, this is a little bit more solid right here now, okay? So, alright. Now, I'm going to get my stuff back out here. Alright. Let's see, where was we? I'm going to lay this thing right over here. Really need another do-rag. And I need a bigger place to put this stuff. Alright, that's a lid off an old coffee can. That's a scrub brush there for cleaning it up when I get done. Alright, this part goes right here. I think that ought to weigh down pretty good. This goes right here. Sorry, I don't like that curved stick. I think that right there will be okay. Alright, let's see. Here's my pan with a lid. Alright. Let's put these things away. I don't need them. Alright. Alright, got a little alcohol. Let's see. Got some matches. Got my stick. Got this thing right here. Alright, what I'm going to do now this one stick here is really screwing me up, but I think that this is going to be okay like this right here. Alright, what I'm going to do, I got to get out my fish over here. Let's see. Alright, and there's another thing that you want to do is whenever you got a catch, here, aim it up this way. Look, I know it's rough. It's rough on Nick because he's having to hang off of that tree right there to film all this. But anyway, of course, just naturally, anybody would realize that you want to clean your catch or your kill or whatever at the creek or away from your tree. And so, anyway, all right, let's see. This was only about, this ain't very old, so I know it's still good. I think what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to cook one of them first. Alright. I'm going to cook one of them first, and then I'm going to cook the other one for Nick. Alright. Let me put this back in here for now. I ain't going to waste a bunch of times with two of them. Alright, let's see. Hey, a little word of thought right here. Right over here. Just sometimes little things that I think to myself. Out of all of my small knives, I've only got 3 that are stainless steel, and the ones that are stainless steel only touch food, okay? So that's just a little mental note that I keep for myself. If it's stainless steel, I don't use it for everything else. I use the machete or the knife or whatever. All right, now what we got right over here now is, I think I'm going to cut this up. I'm gonna cut it up a little bit thinner. That way, I don't want to take too long cooking it. And I got a big old pan. I got lots of room in the pan, so there's gonna be plenty of room for it. And I think what I'm gonna do is the thin stuff. See? And this old lid off of this coffee can makes a really good, it makes a really good cutting board. All right, let me cut this fish up right here. All right. Cut that up. All right. Now this is gonna be a dang good meal right here. It's gonna be the best meal I ever had in a tree. Alright, now I really need my other do-rag to wipe my hands off. Guess I'll wipe them off right here for now. Alright, let's see now. Now, let's put a little bit of alcohol in here. I'm going to put about a half a container in there because we'll save a little bit more for later. Alright. Put this in there. Make sure it's steady one last time before you light it. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit around the outside right here to prime it. Alright, now fire us up a match and get it going. We'll get us some grub going. There you go. Nothing to it. Now when I'm up in a tree like this, I like to take the match and I need to make sure that it's out before I drop it. Alright, let that preheat there for just a minute. Here, cut that off just a second. Alright, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put me just a little bit of oil here in my pan. Because the oil seems to, well, for one thing, it keeps the fish from sticking. And another thing is it kind of makes the heat distribute a little bit. Alright. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, dump all that fish in there. Alright. And then we're planning on moving it around right here. Now I probably could have built a little bit better table, but you know, like I say, this is just, you know, this is mainly, if I was out here and I wasn't filming it and Nick wasn't hanging off the side of a tree trying to film all this, I would have taken great efforts to make sure that everything was absolutely perfect. But you know, trying to do all this and trying to film it and not taking all day to do it, you know, that's kind of a different story right there. But anyway, like I say, this whole deal about, you know, you clean your catch ahead of time at the creek. You don't want anything down below your tree that's going to attract any kind of wild animals. And you know, even if a pack of wild dogs or coyotes can't climb, man, you certainly don't want them gathered around your tree. Alright, here, cut that off for a minute while this right here starts heating up so we won't waste too much film. Alright, I got that oil going. Got that fish cooking up. Looks good, don't it? Oh, when I use olive oil, I think it kind of gives it a little bit of flavor. You know, I mean, hey, just because you smell like an animal doesn't mean you have to eat like one. You know it? Alright. That's some good stuff. And see, the pan's going to be relatively clean. Man, that sounds good. Alright, let me leave it there for just a second. I'm going to get one of these clean pans right here. Can you zoom in over here? Are you seeing all this over here? See, that's another reason right there why I got this thing over here hooked up to this tree, because all my gear is just right here, you know, ready to go. So I take my pan and I just put my pan right over here, and then whenever the food gets ready, see? I think these little ones here will be done first. Alright. So that's the beauty of these alcohol stoves. You know, a lot of times, anytime usually I'm on the ground, unless it's like, I think all the wood is going to be wet and everything, you know, I'm going to be cooking. on wood, but you know, it's kind of hard to do in a tree. Now, someday if I ever do the single tree shelter up in Tennessee, I'll show you how you can cook up in a tree with wood. I know everybody probably thinks I'm crazy, but you know, if I didn't act the way I did and do the way I did, it'd be awful boring, wouldn't it? All right, I think that thin one right there is done. I'm gonna let them other ones cook right there for just a minute. Nick, can you hold on that tree one hand?
Yeah.
There you go. Tell me what you think.
It's hot, but it's good.
Yes, sir. That's the best meal you ever had 15 feet up in a tree. I think I still got some flame right there. All right, how much battery we got left, Nick?
Not much.
Alright. I may have to dig around and see if I got that other battery. I bought an extra battery for doing stuff like this. I got the new battery in there. The old battery's getting kind of weak. Now, don't that look good right there? You know what? Just because I'm up in a tree, it doesn't mean that I got to eat a banana. Let's try it and see how it is. God, it is hot. My God, that's good. Here, you want another one, Nick?
Sure.
Let's just try and grab it. Man, you see the pan's not burning. I'll just let that alcohol burn out right there. Here, catch me. 15 feet up in a tree eating fish. That is so good. Man. Hey, we gotta go back to the creek. Alright. Cut it off. Alright, I got second round going. We have got to go back to that creek. Alright, now another real quick thing. Is, like I said, the only other thing that I may do to this shelter, of course tonight when I go in here, I'm gonna tie some paracord up above my head, and I got my poncho down there, and I'll use my poncho for the roof. Now, it ain't supposed to rain tonight, but I'm gonna put that poncho up there just simply to keep the dew off of me. So, alright. Let me finish cooking this up right here, and we'll see what we can get into later on. Alright. Alright. Got my little hole here. I had to run and take a bathroom break real quick. I figured it'd be good to show you how I get in and out of here. But it's really not that hard to do. You just come up through that hole right there. Oh. Alright. Put your foot under. Slide all your rope back, slide your sticks back, and sit down. You just got to be careful of that hole at night. Alright, move some of those sticks back over. See, once you move them sticks over, alright. Now, this thing here, man, it's still kind of tiring. Alright, I'm going to put all this up, and then later on, I think me and Nick's going to go check our lines. I ain't worried about that a little bit. Me and Nick's going to check our lines down at the creek. Whenever we do, I'm going to, we'll clean this stuff up. But that was a very good meal right there. Extremely good meal. And I tell you what, sleeping in a tree like this, man, it's work, yeah, but it's a lot of fun. And if you think about it, it's made with rope and paracord and a bunch of sticks that you find. So, anyway. Alright. This right here, I got all my gear right here, right where I need it. That ain't going in. Oh, I want to leave that out. say, I can just leave my water out there. That's better. Alright. I got all my gear right here where I need it. You know, got my machete, my knife. I got my light hanging right here. Alright. Now, this right here, you can see how this is dipping down. Oh. Oh. Now you can see, there is nothing wrong with this. This ain't bad at all. Alright, Nick, you gonna do me a favor? Cut that thing off and run on down and get a shot from the bottom up, and then we'll go fishing. Alright? Alright, one last thing before I go, before me and Nick go have fun. The name of my channel is Fun in the Woods. So Nick said, why don't you see how fast you can get up that tree? Alright, so that's a pretty good idea, because you know, what if I had a pack of wild dogs chasing me, okay? Alright, you ready? There you go. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Alright. Not bad at all. Alright guys, I had fun. I hope y'all did too. Till next time.